And hello everyone, welcome to this review of and making of the RO membrane reverse osmosis machine. And right now we're going through checking out the filters, and that is the output of the filter, and there's our water wheel. Yeah, we may be going a little fast, sorry about that. Then when you spin the water wheel, that's what happens. And then yeah, let's turn around and then look at that. We got two red and black, negative and positive, I believe. And then here we are at a different location. Let's check out the water wheel and see how it works. Yeah, so the water is gonna go there and to the water wheel. Let's open up the water faucet. Yeah, not too angled there. Let's position it somewhere else. Or yeah, it looks like it's starting to work. Not as well though. Zoom in a bit there, yeah. Yeah, it's moving a bit, but it isn't working that well. Maybe I'll try repositioning it a little later for you guys to see. Yeah. As you can see, the water is in there, and then it won't move. Yeah. Yeah, let's try again. And there we go. There we have it. The water is going pretty well, and spinning's going on really good. Just at the right directions there. You gotta keep it right at that angle to get it moving well. I hadn't had that before, so it seems that impacted it. Okay, let's try from this angle. Not too good here. I guess I can't get you guys on camera, but as you can see, it's working up there. And guys, this will be the image of a foam board design that we used to have. And then back to the filters. Let's read and take some time to read the caution sign. And here we are at the wood. Oh, what do you call it? The wood design that we had, our next design. Right now I'm trying to cut it with the X-Acto knife that we have here. It isn't working too well. You can't see any dents. Let's try to get it focused on camera to make sure you guys can see it. But this was pretty tough, so it's a little difficult to cut. Eventually I'm probably gonna have to use a saw or something to get it cut. Woodworking is really useful for this project. You gotta know how to use wood, and then yeah, there's my thumbs up. You may be wondering what those or wait, yeah, you may be wondering what the the screws are for, but those are for actually adjusting the two wooden pillars there. At first I tried using wood glue, as you guys see there, and then that didn't work too well. So I decided to put in some screws, and then nails and then looks like those things work. As you can see, the wood glue didn't work too well. It shows a lot and it doesn't do anything. And yeah, let's zoom into the screws. These are screws that I found in like the box that we had about, extra parts. And there we are. Let's zoom and scroll around this. This machine's a two-layered machine, as you guys can see. And there's our old wooden foam design that didn't work. So we moved on to this wood design. Takes a little while to build these things, and then yeah, if you fit a filter onto there, it doesn't break. Surprisingly, it's pretty sturdy. Soon we're gonna have to put in some sort of boundaries to make sure that it doesn't tip and fall over. And yeah, we're gonna have to put it like up there, as shown before. And yeah, pretty tall, as you guys can see. and we measured this out also to make sure that we could fit both the RO membrane and then the filter also. The RO membrane will be horizontal while the filters will be vertical, or you'll see what that means later. And yeah, again, I'm putting the nails there, and then I use that hammer, 16 ounces, and then, I mean, you guys can use whatever you want. I just chose to use that one because that's what we had in store. And yeah, foam board pointing to that. And here's our water wheel. As I showed you guys before, we're gonna use this water wheel along with that the sediment filter. The sediment filter is gonna lead to the water, or no, I'll show you that. I'll show you guys that later. And let's zoom in and see how the woodworking's going. It's not going too well. I'm trying to put a nail in there, and you know, to try to fit something there, because I gotta adjust the RO membrane. We gotta adjust the RO membrane to that area. So trying to do is put a screw there. Out of inexperience, we couldn't have done that earlier. So if we'd known our mistakes earlier, then we wouldn't have gotten into this jam. And eventually, let's hope we can get this all nailed in and everything. Yeah, not too well for the first few days of this wood design. I don't know how this wood's reacting. I mean, I think it's becoming weaker. Well, then I noticed there was a strong resiliency in this wood, but then let's hope it keeps to that. I mean, I may be pounding hard on it. I hope that it doesn't break on me the last minute. Yeah, I'm not too good with hammers. And you see that tube over there? That's gonna take the water to the RO membrane, because once the water goes through the water wheel, it's gonna go through the tube into the RO membrane, and then through the RO membrane it's gonna go through the reactivate carbon filter, and then it's gonna give you some fresh water. Just zoomed out. Yeah, let's get back to that. Oh man, this really isn't working too well. But of course, eventually this will get fixed. And yeah, I'll give you guys a demonstration sometime soon. Once this wood is cut, you guys can skip this part, or I should have told you that earlier. Sorry about that. And then eventually we're gonna get to the actual testing. And there we are. We got the RO membrane attached to the tube, as I showed you guys before. The RO membrane is a bit of an interesting thing, I find. I mean, it isn't like another filter. I mean, it's different. It's gotta go through a certain part, and it's much slower than the other filters. And yeah, I decided to put it around with some plastic wrap, or tape you guys call it, to make it cheap and easier, you know, the better. And you guys can do something different. And then yeah, here, let's zoom into the water tray, and then from this water tray, and yeah, obviously we got leaks, because you know, leaks are common, and we gotta fix those. And these leaks are a major flaw in our design. Obviously, we may need to move on to something else, but this is one of our first designs. But as you guys saw earlier, there was also the foam board design. And you may be noticing how, oops, that's a glass over there. Yikes.
Shoot, I forgot there was a glass there.
And oops, oh man, it's good that it's still there. Could have gone and shattered into pieces. Well then again, as I was showing you guys, the water, I can swipe it off the wood because I put in some tape, you may call it, to make sure that it has water resiliency. In some point of this video, you're gonna see in pictures that I painted it in some sort of a wood paint. I don't know where you guys would get that, probably from Home Depot. But then using that, the wood became waterproof with the color in it. I'd call it some actual paint. And let me show you guys how it works. Here's me with the water, and let's pour it in, and there's our water tray. This is gonna be oh man, there's the leaks. You'll see how I use this later on, because I'm gonna take the water wheel, and then the water wheel is gonna be on top of this tray, and then once the water goes through the water wheel, it's gonna go into this tray and then out through the tube, and then the tube is gonna be connected to the RO membrane, as I showed you guys before. I may be sounding a little confusing here to you guys, but you'll see a little later what I mean. And again, let's zoom in, and yeah, you can see there's a bit of water in there, and it's not too bad actually. I thought it would be worse, but then it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? All the water is held in there, and then it leaks a little because it's just plastic. I mean tape. It can't stand too much. Eventually it's all gonna get out because of the tube. Yeah. And the tube has a lot of water coming out of it. At least we know the tube works. And yeah, there's a bit of water there. And thankfully that glass wasn't broken from earlier. And here we are guys later, and here's our machine fully painted. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it? So the RO membrane goes into the reactive carbon filter, and then that tube, the one with the white I just showed you, goes into the RO membrane, and then it goes through the carbon filter, and then it comes out. And then that tray that I showed you there, like it's a plastic tray, it's for extra to make sure the water doesn't leak. And then the water goes into this funnel here, then through the funnel it goes through the sediment filter, and then as you can see I position it that through the sediment filter it goes through the water wheel, and then through the water wheel again, as I promised I'd show you guys, it goes through the tray, and then that tray leads to the RO membrane here, but I haven't had it fastened to that position yet. And I'll fasten it later on to show you guys. And then as of now we don't have it there. It's pretty compact, isn't it? Try to make it as best as possible. And then obviously there's a few errors and a few many leaks in this design. Eventually we're going to show you our final product, and then here's another zoom through. It's pretty big actually. And then oh yeah, we painted this a little later on. Here are a few pictures. This is the actual wood paint, you know. With this, it's waterproof after this. And I put in some flares of blue there to show some artistic value about water. You guys can do whatever you want with yours. I suggest red, maybe. I mean pink if you're a girl or are watching this. And then, yeah. It's all like this. And now as you can see guys, there's a new plastic RO membrane filter, container. This is much better, and it will provide a much better experience than the other one that we had. And here's our final product. I may not have posted a video the entire thing, but here's our final product guys. There's not been too many new changes. Here I'm just showing you how I'm gonna test this. This is the testing part of the video. And yeah, thankfully it's made in the USA. Those are tiny little slots. I don't know what to call them. And here we are with the main things. 3/4 cup measure. 1/3 cup measure. We don't need that. We're looking for the 1/2 or 1 full cup measure, which we have over here. As you can see, it has 1/2 mark over there, and then if you fill it up to the brim, it'll be 1 cup in total. and then we pour that through the sediment filter, and then yeah, well, we haven't positioned it anywhere yet, and then again, looks like a bit of the paint has been weared off, and then as you can see, we switched up the reactivated carbon filter positioning. We sort of didn't have that correct positioning in the first time, so the water wasn't coming out. Mistakes happen. We don't have much experience on this stuff. And here we are with the oral membrane. It used to be plastic, and now we made it a much stronger plastic. Before, it had many leaks. Now if you test this, it will have 0 leaks. Otherwise, the only problem you may have with this one is overflowing. So to ensure that it doesn't overflow, you guys could attach like a tank to that oral membrane to store the water until the oral membrane is ready. And here we are to the actual machine. And then we added in a bit of a water tray, more adjusted with plastic over here. And then we also add in that white thing is made of Dixie cup. It's a product in the US, Dixie cups company. And then the water will go through the water tray. And then the Dixie cups thing, I cut it, and then it's sort of like a splash protector, sort of, because when the water wheel splashes, this will be protection from it. And then as you can see, the water from the water tray goes down here, or it's not supposed to, and then theoretically it will. And then yeah, so this plastic, it'll sort of connect the oral membrane to the reactivated carbon filter, and this reactivated carbon filter water would come down from there. And then here we are, guys, we set it up, and then here's our 1 cup, and there's our water wheel working pretty well. No splashes, no bad stuff going on. It's pretty good, working pretty well here. And oops, there's a bit of overflowing from the oral membrane. We'll be sure to fix that error. And I don't know where the camera's at. And there we are, a view. And I don't know where that water dripping's coming from. Obviously, it must have come from the... And yeah, there we are.
Don't do anything.
With some actual water filter. Water wheels moving pretty well here. Pretty smooth.
Shh, don't do anything.
And nope.
Don't touch the wheel.
Nope. Not too many volts here, guys. So guys, you may be wondering why it's working so well. Looks like actually instead the water wheel is actually spinning so fast because one of the gears in the water wheel wasn't positioned properly, so that's why it's both at 0 volts and it's moving so fast.
Go fill this up again.
Yeah, if the water wheel were to move that fast, then maybe we'd have some good progress. And then here we are with the oral membrane water coming down to the reactivated carbon filter.